All right, now that you know what types of videos modern businesses need, let me tell you how to sell those videos. Well, if you're a business owner who's watching it, then hopefully you're already sold on making them and find somebody who will. But of course, if you're a video producer, then I will show you how you can sell these videos. Attached to this video or somewhere below, you can also download the template, a sales script, which you should follow and learn to shut the fuck up and ask the right questions. And what we're gonna do here now is do a little role play with Rob here. I know him very well. He's a good DJ with lots of
true.
experience. How many years?
I would say like 4 years professionally, so I do it for a living.
Okay, so I do know some things about DJ business. I know plenty of DJs, but also a lot of questions that I don't know. But it doesn't matter. He doesn't know actually the questions that I'm gonna ask him. But I want to show you that first of all, you want to forget about such things as pricing on time, okay? I know this has been maybe the way you ran things before, but if you want to sell these types of videos, these videos will bring a result to a business owner, entrepreneur, a creative, okay? So he doesn't give a fuck how many hours it goes into making this video for me. I mean, maybe he does, but I mean, he just really cares about himself in a way, okay? Like, what can I do for him? It doesn't matter how many hours. So maybe he's sold on quality. Rob, have you seen my videos?
Yes, I have.
Do you like my videos?
I do.
Okay, so Rob might have come to me because he likes or has seen a video that I've produced for somebody that I directed. So he knows that he needs a promotional video for his DJing. And he DJs, we're gonna go into it in a second, in different venues, and not just venues, for different occasions. So Rob can DJ for different kind of occasions and settings. So we're gonna try to ask the right questions to really discover what is it that he needs. He might want a promotional video or something cool, as he mentioned to me before, and already started making something, and maybe right away I would like to sell a behind the brand video and tell Rob's story, how he used to DJ in our home country Latvia, and how he used to be a rock DJ, right, and all this kind of stuff. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what he needs. So let's discover in this process, which is basically the script that I'm using. You can guys download it. So you can use that on a phone call, or you can use it in person. I mean, I've done it before, so I already know the kind of questions I need to ask, but basically it's bridging the gap. You want to find out where somebody wants to be and where they are now, and then basically kind of become the bridge and help them understand how you can connect the two dots, how you can get them from A to B or A to Z, okay? So Rob, tell me a little bit about your DJing. Like, how long have you been DJing, and what kind of, like, do you DJ birthdays? Do you DJ in clubs? Like, what's up?
I actually been DJing like professionally. I mean, professionally, that's what I make my main money to pay my rent and live. I've been DJing over 5 years professionally. I DJ mostly at clubs and at bars, but I have DJed like a private parties, and I DJed a lot of festivals as well back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't love so much to DJ maybe in a weddings, but I'm starting to look for it, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
So you've done bars and what else?
Bars, clubs, and festivals.
Okay.
I DJ maybe around like 20, 30 like different size festivals, and different size bars and clubs.
Okay.
Sometimes it's like more rock or even metal. Sometimes it's more EDM and dance, or sometimes it's just a strictly hip hop from 80s, 90s till the freshest stuff which is out now.
Okay. Why do you love DJing? How did you get into it?
Oh, I was passionate about music since childhood, and I used to love all the styles. And I've seen almost all possible artists, like DJs, rappers, hip hop artists, and metalheads, everyone all around the world in different festivals. That's just my passion. And the main reason I started to DJ was I used to live in England, and I love the nightlife there. I lived there for 5 years, and then I returned to my home, Latvia. And I lived there, and I love to go out, but I didn't like what I heard. I couldn't enjoy the party so much, and I was like, the only way I can enjoy going out if I could put music myself.
Okay.
So I started to DJ, and it just happened like overnight. I finished like DJ school for 1 year, and I just started to get more invites, and I used to DJ around 15 till 20 nights per month.
Wow,
So
that's a lot
four,
for a DJ,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's about 4 nights a week. So it's really busy.
It's not even a full-time DJ. It's like a double-time
yeah,
DJ.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, like in the first 2 years, I played over like I don't know 350 parties, and I never asked like for can I play here. I always just get invites somehow. So it was like really easy.
Okay. Well, that was back home. We have a very small country. It's
Yeah.
almost like a community, right?
Right.
So it's like a word of mouth travels a lot faster. People can just see you. So now you're here in LA. What kind of gigs you do here now? You've been doing?
Yeah, I'm playing now in a bars, like a kind of bar, small nightclub size, but it's not so easy to get out and get a new gig, because like if you want to get a new gig, it means somebody gonna lose a gig, and nobody wants to lose their gigs. They're trying to hold it, because the only option is like if there is new club open, and then if you are on the right time, in the right place, then you can get a gig. Otherwise, it's basically impossible to get a gig, because if you get a gig, somebody loses a gig, and nobody wants to lose their time and money. So yeah, and you need to network, but it's complicated. I got my own website. I got my mixes on my website, but I got my visit cards and stuff, but it still doesn't work so well. So I'm looking for some extra promo, and I'm thinking some good promotional video could work better, because then the customer can see me in action and like what I offer, and it might work better. I want to try that.
Is that your idea, or have you seen other DJs utilize promotional videos, or like have you seen some good videos that you like from other DJs, or no?
Actually, I've seen like most of the like DJ champions and like biggest like figures in music. They always have some small promo videos, like about 1 minute long, something like that. So you just like you can see actually that person is like for real. And
DJs who play their own original stuff, or also you've seen promos for DJs who do, spin whatever music needed for the promo?
In general, the real DJs don't make music, The real DJs are DJs who play other people's music. It's only happened like last 5 years that all these superstars are like DJs, but they are actually not really DJs, they're the producers, Real DJs play music, they don't create music. That's like for real DJing, and it's changing back again, yeah. That's what I see.
How do you currently find your gigs in LA?
Currently?
How do you find them?
I go out, I try to give my like a card, and ask is there any chance to spin for free maybe first time, and then see what happens, That's the only option basically, or send out emails and stuff, but you don't get so often replies from emails, so it's best to go just to talk, and communicate with other DJs, or just to go to venue and talk with a manager and ask them for a first tryout, There is chance sometimes to get a gig, if there is some house DJ who's been there for too long, he maybe feels too comfortable, he comes to work late, get drunk, go home early, maybe they want to teach him out and take one shift off him and use a new guy, There's always a chance, and usually you just need to get that chance, and if you're gonna spin, there's a big chance somebody gonna come over you and ask, can I get your card? I want you to see in my club, That's how I get my first DJ gig in Florida. I used to spin there for 2 years. I get my first place. So I'm DJing, and always people coming over asking for a card. I like how you do it. I want you to spin in my place. And then after like a couple of weeks, you try another place.
Yeah.
Then another place come another manager from another place, and it's a circle.
So from people seeing you in action.
Yeah. So basically, you need just to get one gig, and it can accelerate all your like thing.
What would be your ideal gig or gigs? What kind of, is it weddings? Is it clubs? Is it something else?
I think like I would love to do maybe a couple weddings per month, because you can make extra money, you do it for money as well. But for a passion, I prefer to play in a big bars, or I would say really small clubs, or a big size bars, where it's like maybe around 150 people. That's my perfect crowd, And it's cool when there's a little bit like a younger crowd and still a little bit older crowd. I like when it's like a white, black, and Latin people. It's all big mix, because I like to mix it up and make everyone happy, and of course myself. But like big size bars are my favorite, where there's a small dance floor and people just like hanging around. That's my perfect place.
It's a good point you mentioned. So if you got one gig, from that gig you can have many other clients, but even before you do that, that one gig can be consistent, right? So if it's a club, you're making money every time, and a wedding is one time.
Yeah.
Let's say, not talking about extra work that comes from each gig, but let's say a wedding is a good gig, and then club, you could be a resident.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Usually when I play once, I always stay as a resident. Yeah, when I was working in Latvia, I was a resident, I would say maybe around 8 places. So it was easy to get every month at least one gig at the same place. So you get already 8 gigs, and then you go somewhere else as a guest DJ. So it was really cool. Here I'm at the moment just in LA, I'm a resident in one place in the Long Beach at the moment, yeah. But I got like 3-4 gigs now per month there, so it's good.
What's the average sort of pay for a wedding for a DJ in LA area? Let's say.
Pay for a DJ as a wedding, I think there is a 3 like classes. You know, if you are like a beginner DJ or it's just like a smaller wedding, they usually charge you like you get around $400 to $600. If it's like a regular, like a medium-sized wedding, I would say about 200 people, and you are like already like a good DJ, it's about like from $600 to $1,000. And if it's like really upscale wedding, it comes from $1,000 till maybe $2,500 per night. So yeah.
How do they know what kind of DJ you are? Those people who are hiring you
it
for
depends.
the
Like
wedding?
you get like reviews. You know, you get like a. You usually work for a company or something, and you just like you build up your like portfolio and stuff, and it's a word of mouth and stuff. So they already know you're a good DJ, and usually it just goes like people advise you to the next person, and next person is just like a big circle, you know.
So the higher range is sort of like 2,500 for a wedding, yeah? And
That's like
the
exactly,
middle?
that's the top, like. Yeah.
Okay, in the mid, you said what, like 1,000?
Yeah, it's around $1,000. Usually there is a management as well and agents. So agent works with the customers, and they can tell this is like a top class DJ, this is a regular DJ, this is like a okay DJ, you know, and then customer can decide what they want, you know. Because I've been in a lot of weddings, and it just depends, you know. It's same with the drinks, you know. There's sometimes like a well bar, which is just like a lower shelves, and there's medium shelf bars sometimes, and sometimes people just drink the top shelf drinks, you know, like Grey Goose or Henny or something. Some bars they just drink like less. It depends on the customer and how much they want to spend.
Drinks, yeah.
Yeah, because
your head hurts after.
Yeah. The average wedding, like a basic wedding, is $20K in general.
Yeah.
Like an up wedding is like 40, and then it goes wherever you want to pay.
Just like from bad alcohol, from a bad DJ, your head might hurt also, maybe. Like you get, why did you get, honey, I told you to book a better DJ. But listen, so what about the gigs and the bars? On the last question about pricing. So the bars, how much would that on average pay, that size bar?
Bars would pay average, I would say, $50 per hour. So it depends per night. So night would be around 4 hours, 5 hours. So it's average like $250, $300, yeah.
But if you stay at a bar as a resident, you play what, once? How many times? Once a week?
Once a week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So technically, if you get a bar gig, it pays you about $1,000 a month, right? And if you stay a resident there a full year, you can get $12K. That's very realistic, right?
Of course.
Okay, so technically, if you put the energy into acquiring a wedding, and the time and energy, let's say, not talking about any tactics yet, but time and energy of acquiring a wedding or acquiring a bar gig, the bar gig can be a lot more valuable, right? Because you said the wedding is top, let's say 2.5, one wedding, but then the one bar gig, you stay with it. So once you've gotten it, it pays you in a year, it can pay you $12,000.
Yeah, it depends, because look, if you do one wedding for $2,500, that means you need to work 10 times at the bar. You need to spend 10 nights somewhere.
Yeah.
10 nights is still a lot of like nights. Or otherwise you do one wedding and you get the same as 10 nights. Mm-hmm. And remember that like you have limited amount of nights, because you usually DJ at the weekends. So there's about 12 nights where you can play per month.
Yeah.
So a month they have like 12 dates. If you do one wedding, it's basically covered all month already. You don't need to go out.
So what would be the ideal situation for you?
Ideal would be like do maybe 2-3 weddings.
Okay, a month.
Yeah, and most after to play in the bars or clubs. Because when you play weddings, you don't enjoy it too much. Because you are like you do the request all the time. Basically, you are the jukebox. You are human jukebox. You know,
Yeah.
you got the list. You just play. It's not fun. People start to hate it. They do this for money. You know. Of course, you spread positive energy and everyone's happy. But when you play bars and stuff, that's only you. You show your talent. You decide what you're gonna play. Every time you can do something different. In weddings, 80% of the weddings are all the same playlists, more or less. Sometimes it's more like R&B or funk or rock and roll, but it's always the same. So it's boring, you know. Yeah.
If you can fill your schedule, the ideal scenario with these, let's say 3 weddings a month, and then be a resident at some club, what would it do for you personally and for your business? Like if you have that, imagine you have that scenario where you have those gigs that you just mentioned, all of them. What would it do for you?
It's a big financial growth, and then I can just expand, you know, like go to my next level, next fantasies, and fulfill my dreams again, and decide what else I want to do. That's my first step where I want to go.
What else would you do?
Huh?
What else?
Well, I want to be an A&R, work for the labels and look for new talents, you know. Then I would have more time on my hands per month, you know, if I could only DJ. So then I can pursue career to work for the labels and stuff.
So what do you need to do to AR? So you need time to go to discover
meetings,
new bands?
Yeah, to go to meetings,
events.
to help for to book artists, and then so on and so on. But basically, first is usually you need to prove yourself for a year for a label, you know, run some stuff, help a lot, and then you go up the ladder.
And what about the money itself? Aside from that freedom to closer to that career, what else would you do with the money? How does that help to better food? I don't know. What do you like to do with money?
Of course, you can like better food, like go more often to gym, start to surf, and just more travel, you know, and expand your like horizons.
You like traveling?
I love traveling. You know, go see more like live acts, live gigs, and get like just to find new music to play and expand yourself.
Cool. So see, we painted the ideal scenario for this DJ, okay? If you went there pitching your video services, you would never get to the bottom of this, okay? So we just discovered, and if you would have cut him short or start pitching again or talking over, you would not discover the real reasons of what, you know, why he does it, and then why does he need the money. And clearly it's not just for the money, there's another thing. So he wants to utilize his favorite thing to do, which is DJing, right, to another milestone, which is actually work in A&R, which is, explain to those who don't.
Yeah, A&R, it means A stands for artist and R is repertoire. So basically you are responsible for artist and his music with a label. But
like musicians, discovering and developing bands and musicians.
Yeah, but first you need to find the artists who are new, coming up, and then you try to help them with different advice, and then try to sign to some label, and after help them with the tours and promotions. But basically the main idea is to find the new artists who are gonna become big in a couple of years.
Okay, so see, if you don't know your potential client's goals and you just go in pitching a video and say, oh, this one's gonna cost 1,000 or 10,000, you don't know what this video can do for him, what his goals are. Now that you know what it's worth for this potential client of yours, you can price your services based on value, meaning what is it going to do potentially for this business owner, this video that you're going to create. And now we're going to figure out quickly what type of video would be best. Like, I'm gonna just spit out a strategy, but now you know, like, hey, what is it that he really wants, not just on the surface level, but also, you know, what he wants and what he needs. And we can now talk further, and now from painting the ideal situation, let's see, where is he now? Pretending he didn't hear this. So, but what is the situation now? What is the biggest challenge now, Rob?
The biggest challenge now is to get new customers, new clients, and new places where I can work as a DJ.
Okay, and if let's just say, what if the situation stays the same for another 3, 6, or 12 months? What's it gonna be like if you don't get new clients?
Yeah, the situation already stayed the same. So I want to take a new approach So I want to offer, like, send maybe an email or something with a video, where it's like, here, that's me, that's what I do, and maybe show some quick showcase of myself, how I mix and stuff, maybe in a minute or 1.5, so customer have a time enough to check it out. Because at the moment, I just have, as I told already, I just have a web page with my mixes, but I think it lacks some videos. I got some photos there, but I think the video could make that run more smoothly.
Replying to some gigs or whatever, it takes a lot of time, right? Like, let's say if somebody posts a DJ gig, there's probably a lot of people applying, right?
Of course, I think it's at least 50 to 100 minimum.
And just like that.
Yeah, of course.
So
you need to stand out. Everyone probably sends something similar, just a photo or one mix, but I think not everyone has a video. So you need to stand out from a crowd so there's a bigger chance that the customer will choose you, or at least give you a shot. That's my opinion. At least that's what I would do if I would be like a manager of the club. I would choose first the client who put more work into himself, as in his own brand, That's my opinion. And nowadays everything is about the visuals as well, not only about the audio.
Okay, so let's give Rob some strategies right away. Well, I have the experience, and even if you don't, you can help him discover based on these 5 types of videos that I told you, right? So what he could do with, so if he acquires just one bar gig, right? So that you said that works best in person. You walk to people, right, and get to know. But if he wanted to do that from the luxury of his own house, he could record something close to like a sales video. A sales video, very simple, where he just says, hey, here's what I like, a pattern interrupt right away, which would be great to name the company. So let's say you just sit down in one day and record even on your cell phone. It doesn't matter if it's a high-end camera or if it's a cell phone. You record just 10, 20 videos, right, in one day when you have time, and you just look at the local bars with the reviews or whatever the kind of bars that you would want to play with. And instead of, let's just say if you don't want, like LA, right, it's big, and what you could do is take this approach of recording a good sales video, and the sales video, let's say we sit down in 4 hours and knock out 20 companies, and it's all the same video, but you can in front of each video have a different company name or bar name, right? Like the one you play at, what's it called?
It's called Shannon's.
Shannon's. So let's say you're reaching out to Shannon's, like, hey, what's up, Shannon's Pub? My name is Rob. Kind of get pattern interrupt, which if you name them, like if you're talking directly to them in a video that you sent them, and let's say you took the time for $1, maybe even buy a domain with their name, that's an extra step, but that will get attention over a Craigslist ad. Okay, that's called the direct outreach method. So let's say he did that even with that extra where it says Shannon's Bar, watch this.com. I've done it before and it works really well. It takes time, but it doesn't take much money, and it will get attention because I can guarantee almost nobody does it, right? So if you recorded, hey Shannon's, hey bar number 2, bar number 3 in Long Beach, you just start with one area, for example, right? And you send those out in 1 week, and you send out 20 like that. So basically, hey, call them out. Hey, this is Rob, I DJ, and my specialty is DJing at bars about your size, and I love doing that. I play hip hop, I play rock, this and that. What it will do for you, back to that, it would basically rock the crowd. You can check out some happy customers on my website, and if you'd like to, for me to, try me out or give an incentive, right? You could be like, hey, I'll spend one night for free for you if you really want to see what I'm all about. Yeah. You can't refuse an offer.
It would be
like
really
that,
helpful. You know
right?
why? I can tell you why.
You agree? That could
you know
be
why? Because the DJs in general are really shy people with anxiety. That's like really approved. All people, they're really shy in general. And that's why we lack this problem.
If you feel lazy about this, or like, what is this guy talking about? Think about this, that spending, let's say 4 hours and recording 20 videos in a day, and let's say, I can guarantee you it's going to get attention. 10 people will at least open it. Send it on Facebook, send it on their Instagram, send it on their email. You can find it probably info@whateverbar.com. One of those will be open. Track it with a software. Poop, pop up somewhere else, software name. And you can engage with conversations. Let's say out of the 20, you will engage 5 to 10 conversations. And if you offer them on top, if they're still wondering or like, oh, thanks, but we already have a DJ, but you're like, you know what, let me do one night for free. You can't offer. think what it's worth. It's potentially worth $12,000 for you for a year, right? Because if you get hired, you said average 250 a night. We already talked about it, right?
Okay, maybe in
Even if
in a
it's
worst
half.
case, even if it's a 1 gig per month, you
Yeah.
know, it still would be like
It's going to add up $2,500
it's
to
like
$5,000.
$3,000 at least per
Yeah.
month, per year.
So is it worth doing
That's a
it?
worst case
Spending
scenario.
half a day or a day on this? I think it is, right?
Right.
So that would be something that I would suggest to somebody like him. Well, that's just on the spot. We came up with that. So you could see, I came on to, so basically I would be like, hey, sales videos. You could do this yourself, actually, Rob. Kind of do it cell phone. But he's like, well, I came, I like your videos. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to say. I'm like, I can help you with what to say in those videos exactly. I can come in with the 2 cameras and we can record some nice angles and have you talk to the business owner all professionally. So that's an approach worth taking. So I think if you do that sales video and you get 1 gig, would it be worth for you?
Of course, because 1 gig, it will be at least like couple $1,000s a month, and that 1 gig can lead me to more other gigs, you know? The best way to get more gigs is just to play that gig, because people come
And
over
now a
and
little
network.
secret. A lot of clients probably will come and they'll try to spend maybe it's like $1,000. But now you see how I could sell them, hey, if you got just 1 gig out of this, would it be worth 2.5, 5,000? Now you can price yourself higher because you know the value what it'll get. And we also have a different motivation for both of you to work on this, and don't price it on, he doesn't care about how many hours it's gonna take me, right? And let's go to the second scenario, which is weddings, right? So you said you want to identify what kind of client will pay you the most money with the least resistance. And it's oftentimes actually, people who do have, say, more money or bigger budgets who will not be like, Kopek Pise.
Yeah, it's easier to work with them, to be honest.
Yeah. Who will not be like, counting pennies. So like if it's also about the value for those clients. So I would aim right away for that top list, right? So you say, it's 2,000, 2,500, but you haven't played those, right? You said you need the track record, maybe grow. So maybe we need to just shoot one good video where you actually are doing a party like that. Again, find somebody directly with this kind of approach through friends, and maybe tie it into behind the brand video. Well, behind the brand video, dear Rob, is something that I think you've seen me do, where we share your story. You have a pretty cool story where you played in Latvia. Do you have pictures or videos from that?
Of course.
Boom, we can integrate that into his video. I think in 2.5 minutes, we would go deeper into this. In 2.5 minutes, I could tell you a story of where you came from, how you from a little country, now you're playing in LA, and kind of like sort of like a struggle to success. He already shared a little bit why he started playing. So now I think you should make a behind the brand video, as they say, facts tell, but stories sell. Share your story, but within those shots, we're gonna get at least one wedding that will just ask friends and family, hey, the worst case, just play one for free because it's worth it. Again, we'll get the footage of that. I'll make you a behind the brand video. Once we finish it, we can put it out as a Facebook, Instagram ad, and we can target people who are getting married soon. How do we know that? Because on Facebook, we could target people who are engaged 3 or 6 months ago.
Okay.
And that means most likely they're looking, to make their arrangements.
That's one
about
thing,
wedding.
or just send emails to all the wedding DJ companies and stuff. There's a lot of them, Yeah,
Cool.
just
So do you think that could be a good strategy?
Of
So
course.
we make these sales videos in one day, and then another day we make this behind the brand video for you.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, and then I would go just wait, basically. Rob says yes, and most of the time you still want to just wait, as it says in the script, and just wait, and he'll be like, okay. You just fucking wait. And most of the time they'll be like, okay, so what's next? How do we go about it? Or what's the price? Because you haven't pitched it yet, okay? So now he's gonna usually ask how much it is, and you want to tell him, well, let's say whatever you want to price these on, but now you know the value in his specific niche. So let's say you were asking sales video, okay, at least one client, let's say is worth 25 and more. Let's say I priced the sales video. I said, oh, we're going to do 20 of those, and I'm sure you're going to get some responses, 2,500, and a good behind the brand video, let's say, usually I do for 5K, but if you act right now, I like action takers, people who like jump on it right away. We do the best work together, and I'll do it for like 3.5 if you jump in, so it rounds up, 3. You know what? I like you. Let's just do 5K flat, all of it together. And then you'll see if you get objections or not. But if you've already done all that work with the right questions and painted where he wants to be, you'll have way less resistance than if you just went and without finding out where Rob wants to be and what's up, like, hey, I'm gonna pitch you this video. So now Rob knows where he wants to be, where he's at now, and most likely he would say yes. Well, we're playing role play, so I'm not gonna make him continue. But that would basically most of the time work really well. Do you see the value in that?
Of course.
Cool. And that's that.
Because that's like 5K per year at least if I get only one customer. But if I get 2, 3, or 4, it's already more and more.
So yeah, you want to bridge the gap where somebody wants to be and where they are, and that's going to help you sell that video, be it a behind the brand video or maybe all of those. In case of Rob, maybe I would throw in as a bonus a retargeting video to basically, hey, I saw you, check out my behind the brand video. I'm DJing another gig here. It could be a straight up video into the camera. So Rob would technically get 3 videos: behind the brand video, a retargeting video into the camera, and a sales video that he can do a direct outreach to bars with. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Cool, let's do some work. Woo!